As someone who plays a wide variety of video games, people often ask me, oh, what was your favorite video game? Oh, what's a good RPG, a good racing game, a good first-person shooter? But recently, I was hit with a different question. I was asked which video game series would I recommend for someone to go back and visit. And without missing a beat, I naturally said the Uncharted series. It's one of my favorite series of all time. And after walking away from the conversation, it made me really think. One of the mistakes that we all make is that we look back at some of our favorite games with nothing but nostalgia. And often, since it's been so long since we last played the game, we can't really compare it to see if it's better or worse than we've played more recently. So I thought, what would be more appropriate than going back and revisiting the story of Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. The game kicks off with our hero, Nathan Drake, unearthing his own ancestors' remains. All for some sort of a knockoff Discovery Channel documentary?
Are you sure you want to be defiling your ancestors' remains like that?
For example, you can't defile an empty coffin.
What the hell?
And when instead the coffin actually comes up empty, we realize that Drake hasn't been exactly truthful with the video reporter Elena. And that would be about more than just the coffin.
Pirates?
Pirates?
Yeah, the modern kind. They don't take prisoners. At least not male prisoners.
Wait, what are you talking about? Shouldn't we call the authorities or something?
With pirates surrounding you on all sides, the game forces you to learn basic combat controls. But that's not for too long, as then we are introduced to Drake's right-hand man, Victor Sully Sullivan.
Go!
I can't leave you alone for a minute, can I?
I had everything under control until they blew up the boat. You all right?
Nothing that years of therapy won't fix.
This is when our trio reveal the treasure that they've been hunting for this whole time.
He faked his death, just like I said, Sully. He must have been onto something big.
Yeah, well, let's just keep that between us.
Thanks for the loan, Mr. Drake. I think I've earned a look at that diary when we land.
Okay, then. I'll jump to the good part, just for you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Huh?
El goddamn Dorado.
He was onto something big, all right.
Does it say anything else?
Oh, so now you're interested, huh?
Now, one slight snag. Nate and Sully are a little bit worried that Elena might compromise their efforts. And not wanting to have to race anybody else for the treasure themselves, they decide to cut her loose. The two left her out on the dock before heading deep into the jungle themselves.
Do you realize that this could be, like, the biggest story of the year? Hi. No, I don't trust him, okay? That's why we need to move fast. So just get me the camera crew, and I promise you that... Son of a bitch. Hey! Should have seen that one coming.
And as it would turn out, it seems like the journal might actually be something when the pair actually find some sort of a lost temple.
What do you think this is, Incan?
Nah, it's older than that. Like 2,000 years older.
Huh. Good work, kid. I think we're gonna need the flashlights for this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
The journal ends up being much more helpful than they originally imagined, allowing them to actually solve some basic puzzles and narrowly escape their own deaths.
Looks like this thing is some kind of lamp or brazier. See if you can light it.
This looks pretty dry. I bet we can burn it.
Nice.
After not so subtly turning what little remains of the ancient temple to ruin, our pair ends up in the throne room. And although it seems they were lucky to make it out with their life, it doesn't appear they're going to be lucky to make it away with any treasure.
No, it wasn't Drake. Check this out. Looks like the Spanish got here before he did. What the hell, Sully?
Nate, I'm not looking for a lousy piece of tin. I'm up to my eyeballs in debt. Oh, man.
The temple must have been built around this.
Around what?
A statue. A gold statue.
A huge gold statue. And look here. These people, they're worshipping the damn thing. At least, I think they're people.
Of course. El Dorado.
It seems our heroes are a little late to their payday. After finding out that someone made off with the statue a long time ago, they feel they've got nothing less to lose and follow its tracks.
Tracks. I bet the Spanish dragged it out on cut logs. We're 400 years late for this party.
So the trail's cold.
Yeah, it looks that way. Unless
Unless what?
we follow the tracks.
And that's right about the time when we find out that we're not the only ones looking for this treasure.
Let's check it out, huh?
And it seems that our little German friends were the ones that beat us to the punch. Although eerily enough, it doesn't seem that they were able to make it away with the treasure either. In hopes of finding a little bit more information, Nate decides to head into the sub for himself. And things only get weirder when you find the remains of some of the Germans still inside the sub. Something just doesn't feel right here.
Now, where'd you get this, my decomposing friend?
While digging through the sub, Drake was actually able to find a clue to where the golden statue may have gone.
No way. You've got to be kidding.
Are you all right?
Sully, you're not going to believe this.
Try me.
I think I found our missing page.
You're kidding.
Looks like Drake and our German pals were...
He decides to make his way back to Sully to share the good news, only to find out that Sully made some friends while he was gone.
Hey! Friends of yours, Sully?
I'm Gabriel Roman.
Yeah, I know who you are, asshole.
Manners, young man. This is just business.
Get over there.
Easy.
Put your hands up.
Hi, they're up.
He's screwing with you, Nate. They heard everything. Just give him the map.
Slowly. What does a Kriegsmarine map have to do with El Dorado?
What, you think this is a coincidence? The Germans were after the same treasure. That map has something to do with it. So, we square?
For now. But just in case you need a reminder...
Oh, whoa. Come on, Roman. He's got nothing to do with...
Sully! Sully! You son of a bitch!
In the aftermath, Drake has no choice but to make a break for it. And while making his blitz through the jungle, of all people to run into, Drake manages to find Elena.
Whoa there, cowboy. That's for leaving me at the dock.
What the hell are you doing here?
Listen, I'm a good enough reporter to follow a couple of no-luck tomb robbers.
He went this way! I'll radio ahead!
Well, you're down to one tomb robber now. Sully's dead.
What?
And although not at first happy to see him, after explaining what's been going on, the two decide to make their getaway.
We're on the trail of the lost treasure of El Dorado, and it's brought us here to this tiny island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Let's get a closer look. I hope we're the first ones here.
And in fact, they were not the first ones to the island.
What the hell was that?
An anti-aircraft fire? This is so not cool!
Oh crap! We're on fire!
Enough with the damn camera! We gotta bail out!
After taking heavy damage, the two have no choice but to bail out of the airplane and parachute into the island. After making a less than graceful landing, Drake, worried about Elena, sets off to go and save her. But instead, turns out he is the one that's going to need saving.
I know I'm not a big-time treasure hunter like you, but I doubt you're gonna find El Dorado in there. How'd you get yourself in this mess?
Trying to rescue you, as a matter of fact.
And the last man alive gets the gold. And the girl, of course.
The girl? Oh, Eddie, the girl's long gone. She's probably off the island by now. Going for help.
Daikujin, you were never very good at poker. How much trouble could one girl be?
Well, come on!
Chased by a hired militia, the two have to make a daring escape while Drake mans a mounted machine gun on the back of a jeep. And his only hope is that 50 caliber can keep them at bay. Or at least, that is until they quite literally run out of road.
Well, you're out of luck now. And out of road. Now, give me that map.
And are left with no other choice but to take a daring plunge into the water below.
Hey, don't move.
Now, I don't have the slightest idea how they managed to survive, but they did. So now, naturally, Drake and Elena need to find their way off of this island. And as it would turn out, they are not the only ones lucky to be alive, because as they are literally about to make their escape,
You really need to see this.
Now is really not the best time.
No, Nate.
What are you
You
doing?
really need to watch this. Just...
What?
Don't forget the stuff on the dock.
And... Hello. He's alive.
we find out that Sully isn't dead. And with this newfound information, Drake has no choice but to stick to his plan, go save Sully, and try to find the treasure.
Man, it's about time you showed up.
Well, you're looking awfully good for a corpse.
You are not gonna believe this. Huh?
No way. Old Francis took a bullet for you.
Yeah.
I thought this kind of thing only happened in the movies.
Yeah, well, it still hurt like a son of a bitch, I'll tell you that.
I bet.
Anyway, once they realized I wasn't dead, I convinced Roman that they would never find the treasure without me. So I've been trying to mislead him ever since, waiting for you to show up. The treasure is hidden right here in this monastery. Find the symbol,
And we
We
find the vault.
Now, obviously, it wasn't going to be that easy. After chasing clue after clue, solving puzzle after puzzle, it all pointed to one alarming conclusion.
You gotta be kidding. Hey, Sully.
I'm here.
Remember Roman and Navarro? That red herring you sent them on to get them out of the way?
Yeah?
Well, they're sitting right on top of the treasure vault.
Oh, all the goddamn luck.
This meant that Drake had no choice but to sneak past Roman and his newly acquired partner, Navarro.
I find it hard to believe that one man could wipe out your entire crew.
It's not just Drake, god damn it! I'm telling you, this island is cursed!
Enough. Take your sorry mob and go. And what about you, Navarro? Are you worth what I'm paying you?
The vault's here. I'm sure of it. If Sullivan can be trusted...
Which he can't.
Look, he knows we'll kill him if he's lying.
Don't be stupid. He knows we'll kill him once we find the treasure. He has no incentive to tell the truth. Really, Navarro, sometimes I think you left your brains back in that slum where I found you.
Alas, even with the element of surprise, it seems that Drake was a hair late to finding the treasure.
You two should realize by now that I plan for every contingency. Now drop your weapons. Down there. No heroics, please. Or I will kill her. Good. Now, if you'll just hang tight, we'll be with you in a moment.
The real treasure of El Dorado lies inside. Open it!
And as it would turn out, there's a little bit more to this story. It's now revealed why all the treasure hunters have been kept at bay for so long.
Watch this.
The golden statue is actually cursed, and anyone who opens the sarcophagus ends up turning into a zombie-like state. Knowing what horrors could happen should the statue fall into the wrong hands, Drake fights off the monsters and leaps onto the statue, hanging on for dear life while suspended below a helicopter. After landing on Navarro's cargo ship, he has no choice but to fight his way through all of his guards to try to save Elena before Navarro can sell the statue.
Can you stand? Okay, come on.
Okay.
You all right?
Oh, Nate!
Adios,
Fittingly, Drake and Navarro finally have their one-on-one fight, and it ends when Drake plunges the statue into the depths of the ocean, and it takes Navarro with it. And after this long adventure, it leaves a bittersweet taste in our mouths, as we know that they won't be taking home the golden statue. But don't you worry, that doesn't mean that they have to leave empty-handed.
Shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
Oh, well, you know, I did manage to save one small thing. Here, I thought you might miss this.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You two got a funny idea of romantic. Got us a boat?
We already have a boat.
Yeah, big boat.
I like this one better.
Sully, you beautiful son of a bitch!
Even all these years later, I can still say that I love the story of the original Uncharted game. And even now, knowing the whole story, I still recommend that you give this game a try for yourself if you've never played it. For those of you that have, I hope this brought back as many fond memories for you as it did for me making this video. Please let me know down in the comments section below if you like this style of content, as it's not typically what I do. And if so, what games I should revisit next. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we got for today. As always, this has been your host, TheLostYeti, and I hope to get you guys in the next episode.